Welcome to Coffee Convo Wednesday. Woohoo! This is Coffee Convo Wednesday for Wednesday, July 15th, 2020, episode 218. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If this is not your first time, well, thank you so much for just joining us and being here. I really appreciate it. My name is Cindy Simmons. I'm going to be your host for Coffee Convo Wednesday, as I am each and every week. That's kind of how we do here on Coffee Convo Wednesday. So, quick question for you. If this is your first time here, we'd like to find out what you're drinking right now. So go ahead and, just let me know. Comment below. If you're here regularly, you know I always ask that. So thank you for being here. Comment below what you're drinking right now, whatever it is. I'm doing a little decaf in my new cute cocoa mug. Disney's Pixar Cocoa. How cute is that? Look at the little handle. It's a guitar. Like, so fun. Oh, and then on the back it says, remember me. Okay. Little bit about this show. We're going to be here for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to talk about three things. Just kidding. Normally, that's what we do. We're here 15, 20 minutes. We talk about three things. Once in a blue moon, I like to do a themed show. That is what today is going to be. We'll get to that in a minute. But go ahead and comment below so I can give you a quick cheers. And if you feel so compelled, go ahead and like and share this video. I would love for you to share it with whoever in your life you would like to share this video with. That would be great. Thank you. Today we're doing a theme show. We do these once in a while, just like we have guests once in a while. Today we're going to do a theme show about Walt Disney World and the reopening of Magic Kingdom. We're going to do that because I went the other day for the annual pass holder preview that they were doing. And because I got so many questions on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, asking for details about the opening day and all of that, I thought it would be fun to kind of take you through the entire day. I also would love to open up for comments and questions. And I want to preface this entire show by saying, as I do with everything on this show, you have to do you. You have to do what is best for you and your family. I'm going to do me. I have to do what's best for me and my family. And everyone is going to have their own opinion on when they are ready to go to a theme park. Now, keep in mind, here in Florida, all the theme parks are open. It's not just Disney. It's Universal, SeaWorld. In Tampa Bay, Busch Gardens is open. So most of the theme parks here, seemingly in Florida, are open. People have many opinions on the coronavirus and all of that. That's not what this is about. This is just about my opinion and my experience of what happened when we went to Walt Disney World. So I thought it would be interesting to kind of, like I said, go through the entire day, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So a couple things first, some housekeeping. Just wanted to say thank you for being here. My name is Cindy. I am originally from Los Angeles, California. I grew up about 30 minutes away from Disneyland, and now I live in Orlando, Florida, less than 30 minutes away from Walt Disney World. We're a family of 5. It's me, my husband, Eric. He has an awesome promotional products company called mysmartshirt.com. He puts logos on anything and everything. Anything that you see a logo on, he can do that for you. So you can check him out at mysmartshirt.com. I love my husband, so I have to brag on how awesome he is. We have 2 daughters, 14 and 7. In fact, my oldest daughter, Lily, she is going to be 15 in 1 week from today. So maybe I'll have her on the show next week. And then our youngest, like I said, is 7. And then my mama, Jane, who is a 4-time cancer surviving rock star. She lives with us, albeit separately, in an apartment above the garage, which is great right now. We're just trying to be safe and social distance and wear our masks. So yeah, I kind of love her, and I kind of love that she lives with us. She's actually lived with us since our youngest was born, so 7.5 years. So that's kind of neat. I do a couple of things in addition to the show. I am also the new host of the brand new podcast for partycity.com. That is super exciting. So you can listen anywhere you get your podcast, or you can go to partycity.com, scroll at the bottom of the page. There's a link there. I'm also part of the partycity.com Joy Squad. So each month I'm sharing fun projects that we do for parties. Just, like ideas. We did a front porch thing for 4th of July. We're doing backyard barbecue. I mean, there's a ton, so you can check that all out at partycity.com. I'm also a Purdue Farms ambassador, which I love because we have been a part of the Purdue Farms family, at least in my head, for a long time because we've been eating Purdue Farms forever. In fact, it's either next week or the week after. I will let you know for sure, but we're going to be doing another Purdue Farms giveaway. What? If you remember last month, we had Chris Purdue on the show, which was so exciting. It was like a surprise Father's Day thing. So just lots of fun things happening. But before I get started, and I wanted to give you a cheers, I did want to say to Patrice from New Hampshire, congratulations. She is the big winner of the cute, sparkly mini tote bag from last week. So Patrice from New Hampshire, we will get that bag to you. We always announce the winner on the following week's show, and you can always find it underneath here. So, okay, let me get a sip. Give you another cheers. Let's get started on the day at Magic Kingdom. And here's what it's going to be, an honest review of just my experience at the Magic Kingdom when it reopened. There are going to be pros, there are going to be cons. I know you're like, what? You're going to say something bad about Disney? No, I'm not going to say something bad. I'm going to be honest and take it for what it's worth. So let's get started. And then we're going to have a super fun giveaway because, of course, I had to go and do a little shopping for you while I was at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. So the Walt Disney World, actually all of the parks are open officially today on Wednesday, depending on when you're watching this, on Wednesday, July 15th. Disney's Hollywood Studios and Epcot open today. Animal Kingdom, Disney's Animal Kingdom, and the Magic Kingdom opened officially last Saturday. So our family went to a preview for the Magic Kingdom because we're pass holders. So annual pass holders got an invite to RSVP and go to a preview for the Magic Kingdom opening day. Of course, we had many conversations about, okay, is it safe? What are we going to do? And then we sort of just realized we have to do what is right for us. Like I was saying earlier, you have to do what's right for you. We're going to do what's right for us, and we all should just get along. So we decided we're going to go. We are wearing our masks as we do normally. That's what we choose to do because we feel that is the best way to keep our family safe. We social distance in addition to the mask wearing. We also hand sanitize like it is going out of style, and wash our hands. Well, not in that order. We wash our hands whenever possible, and then we hand sanitize. Actually, really, if I'm being honest, I have been hand washing and hand sanitizing, making sure like my hands are extra clean. So let's start with the morning. It opened at 9 a.m. Magic Kingdom opened at 9 a.m. And we first pull up to the ticket booth, and I'm going to be honest, it was a little crowded at the ticket booth, and I thought, uh-oh, is this a sign of what's to come? No, it actually was not. So it was the first day. We're doing 2 preview days at both Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. So we chose to go to the Magic Kingdom. So when we pulled up, there were lots of cars, and I was like, oh, this looks like it's going to be crowded today. Once we got in, we got a primo parking space. They were social distancing the cars. So you parked every other space. Okay, I'm like, I'm in on this. So it was maybe 10 minutes to get through the ticket booth. We rolled up to a parking space that was like Rockstar parking. And then there are no tram shuttles if you live here or you're driving to Walt Disney World. I know many people fly, but there are no tram shuttles within the parking lot. So you do have to walk, but that's okay. I was like, I'll get my steps. So we walked, and that was fine, all in our mask. And we did pack a little backpack with a ton of hand sanitizers. And we usually pack food when we go because that's kind of what we do to keep prices down. So got the parking space, went in. The first thing we did is we walked right through the temperature check. So they do a little temperature screening, and then there's more hand sanitizer right there. So I'm like, all right, this is good. And in no way, shape, or form were we within 6 feet of people. So when we were walking, we were not near anyone. When we were going through the temperature check, we were not near anyone. Then when we got through the temperature check, we went to the bag check, where we were not anywhere near anyone because they have dots. They have these things, I guess, social distancing, physical distancing dots that they place on the ground. So you know where to stand with your party, whether your family, your friends, whatever. It's where you stand. And we're all adults, so we can figure out, don't go anywhere else. There's a dot there for a reason. So with the bag checks, they really only had, we had one bag. My husband only had to take out, I think, a water bottle, and I saw people having to take out an umbrella. Otherwise, you just went through the security screening thing, like the little doot doot. And all of the bag checkers had on the plastic face masks. So I'm like, okay. And everyone was in a good mood. I mean, every cast member was like, good morning. And of course, because I am such a spaz, I'm like, good morning. Thank you for working. Good morning. Good morning. I mean, that is how excited I was to be in Disney. So we just kind of stayed together. And then once we got through the bag checks, which was so easy, no line there, so there was no congestion. I didn't feel like, oh, we decided that we were gonna take the monorail. You could take the monorail, they had the bus line running, or you could do the ferry. So we said, you know what, we'll do the monorail. I wanna see that, and we'll take something different on the way back so that we could have the experience of the whole day. So we went up to the monorail line, and same thing, big green dots on the floor telling you where you need to stand, or it's either a green dot or a line that says, please do not pass this line, or please stand here. And we just kind of went up. I'm like, okay. So we get up to the monorail, and you go into the monorail, there's benches on each side. So our family took up one bench, and then there was just a woman who took up the other bench. But normally you can see in between the monorail cars on a lot of them. Well, they have a new divider up, so you cannot see through. And it was just her, and it was us, so we were 6 feet apart. Everyone has to wear a mask, ages 2 and up. So we did the monorail, then we get off the monorail, same thing, there are crowds coming out, but everyone was very like, okay, let's social distance. I didn't feel like anyone was like, I gotta get in the park first, get out of my way. I didn't feel that way at all. I mean, really, and I'll get to this throughout the day, but I really never, in my experience, came within 6 feet of anybody that I can think of. I mean, even with a mask on, I didn't come in within 6 feet of anyone, I think. Maybe the cash register person, but they were blocked by plexiglass, which we're gonna get to. So I kind of loved that, that was good on the monorail. And then when we got there for the tickets, you just kind of walked up, boop, boop, magic band, and we went on through. There was no line. Usually when you're getting up and you're using your magic band or tickets or whatever, there's a line, and there just wasn't. So we walk in, and I gotta tell you, I did get all of the feels and all the goosebumps as we're entering and we're about to walk down Main Street. And I'm looking around, I'm like, well, where is everybody? There's nobody here. So I thought, it's because we're early. It's right at 9 o'clock when it opens. That must be it. Okay, all right. So we're walking, and I said to my husband, I'm like, can we stop at the Starbucks over here? Because Mama needs a coffee. We go into the Starbucks, same thing, dots on the floor. Everyone is social distancing. There is a big plexiglass divider between you and the cast member taking your order. I will say in the Starbucks, normally you know how they put the cream and the sugar out? None of that is out. So we placed our order, then walked over for, like a little line over here where you waited to get your coffee. So if you needed anything, you just asked the cast member. But they were so excited. I think probably as excited as we were to be there, they were excited to work. So that was kind of neat. So then we get our coffee and we start walking towards Cinderella Castle. Y'all, if you haven't seen pictures all over the internets, Cinderella Castle is getting a makeover, and she looks pretty. In fact, I did a live video from there, which you can check out. It's on YouTube and on Facebook, wherever you're watching the show. I did a live video. They do like a paint by numbers thing on the castle. I think it is so pretty. It's vibrant pinks and a blue and gold, and I just think it looks amazing. And so it was neat. Like, we're walking in and we got our coffee, and I'm looking around and I'm like, all right, nobody here. It almost felt odd in the beginning because I kept thinking, where is everybody? And then I remembered, well, they've really limited park attendance, so maybe that's what it is. Well, then all of a sudden, there's a cavalcade of Disney characters coming down on a little like trolley. I'm like, oh, hey, good morning, hi, Eeyore, you know. So that was really, really, really exciting to see that. So I won't go through all of the rides, but I kind of loved, I wrote a whole bunch of notes. So if you see me looking off, I want to make sure that I don't miss things to tell you, because I wanted to be able to give you an accurate and full honest report of our first day at Magic Kingdom. So we decide to go on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train first, because that and usually Peter Pan are the two that I've found in our experience that everyone goes to first. So we decided to go to there, but I hadn't finished my coffee. So I said to my husband, I'm like, yeah, you go and take the girls. I'll sit over here. So I moved over, because I will be honest, it's Florida. It's hot. So it's already warm. But like I've told you before, we did practice runs at Disney Springs to see how hot it was going to be. So they went on Mine Train. I went off to a side where no one was around me. Maybe the closest person was 20, 25 feet. I drank my coffee. I slid my mask off to the side, just let it hang from my ear, and I drank my coffee and waited in the shade, and it was glorious. So the Mine Train wait normally, as y'all know, or maybe you don't, is like 90 minutes, like at least. Yeah, it was 10 minutes when we rolled up. By the time we sat and I was drinking my coffee and they went on, it went up to 20 minutes, but I'm pretty sure it was still only 10 minutes and they were done. And they were like, oh my goodness. So then we're kind of like, all right, what are we gonna do next? Well, I wanna go to my favorite ride, which is the Haunted Mansion. It's also my youngest favorite ride. Really, it's kind of our family's favorite ride. So I'm like, all right, let's drink our coffee. Everyone was wearing a mask. I did not see, not one time throughout the entire day did I see someone trying to cheat. Now, was there, a person maybe with their mask hanging down, you would take a sip of something? Absolutely. If the girls were drinking something like their drinks had straws, we just had them, put the straw up under the mask, which sounds silly, but they do allow you to remove the mask when you're eating or drinking. No, should you be walking around like that? We chose not to do that. If we were gonna take a sip of something, we tried to pull over to the side, get in some shade and sit and enjoy instead of like just ripping it off and walking around. We just felt like that was the right thing to do. And honestly, I don't remember seeing anyone, like I said, that was with their mask off, walking around like, I'm just gonna be a rebel. Didn't see that at all. Now, all retail locations and all dining locations were not open. They were definitely, for the ones that were open, they were encouraging mobile ordering. Like I said at the beginning, we usually bring our lunch and snacks to the parks when we go, because we just feel like it just saves us money. And we'll let the girls maybe get a treat, or we'll get a treat, like we've got the coffee or whatever. So we didn't mobile order the coffees, we stood in line for that, but we did mobile order a Dole Whip, which took approximately 2.2 seconds to get, because Dole Whip, you have to get a Dole Whip. So we did mobile order that, and then they're like, okay, your order is ready. Here's the crazy thing about the wait times for the attractions. They might have been posted a certain, 45 minutes, let's say. I think the longest one we saw, Pirates of the Caribbean, was posted for 45 minutes. And I think I shared it in my stories. I want to say it was 15, which was still amazing because you're waiting in air conditioning. So it was great. In the retail locations, like I said, in every retail location that we went in, there are plexiglass dividers between you and the cast member ringing you up. And they are encouraging cashless transactions, so you want to make sure that you have a credit card, which is great. A lot of people also were asking me about the photo pass. We chose to use the photo pass because that is a part of our annual pass, and we took our pictures with our masks on. I don't have a definitive answer whether you can remove your mask for the photo or not, but because we're nerdy and we're rule followers, we just kept our masks on. And I shared a bunch of pictures if you haven't seen that. I just feel like, I don't know. I know this is a crazy time and it's awful and stressful, but I'm like, I just want to be a rule follower, and I'm going to take a picture with my family with the castle behind me, and we're going to have our masks on because I wanted to represent what was happening in the world at that moment. And we have plenty of photos where you can see our face. Y'all know what we look like. This is what we look like with masks. So we chose to do we chose to do our photos with our masks on. I feel like I'm pretty certain that you cannot take them off, but again, I don't know 100% for sure, so I don't want to say that and then be wrong, and maybe a cast member let someone take their mask off, you know, I don't know. But we took tons of pictures anyway because I was just so excited to be there, like, yeah, let's do a selfie, let's do this, let's do some video. Ah. We didn't really care. We were like, let's just do it. Okay, so let's talk about Haunted Mansion. That would be a con for me only in the respect that when you walk into the Haunted Mansion, normally it's the big room, the stretching room where there's no windows and no doors, which leads you to have one choice, to find a way out, right? When you go in, it's an elevator. So you can't, in case you didn't know that, it's an elevator. You can't all stand in there. So I was a little disappointed. We had to walk through that room, and they had stanchions, you know, like the little rope drop thingies, to, you know, divide you up as you walked through. And then you just got in a single file line. And there was, I mean, we walked on, I think it said it was 20 minutes, but we literally walked right through. I mean, we did not wait at all. So you do have to skip that room right now, but even though Haunted Mansion is like my most favorite attraction in all of the theme parks there at Disney, it was still fine because the main part is what I love. And we walked right on. So initially I was like, womp womp, but then I was like, yeah, okay, all right, I'm over it. You know, I've been through that part a million times before, and I will do it again when all of this craziness is over. So Haunted Mansion was fun. After Haunted Mansion, we went to Pirates, and like I said, Pirates was posted a 45-minute wait, but we waited maybe 15 minutes. And the cool thing is, so we got seated in the front row, and then there was a row, another row, and then a party of two in the last row. So there were only two families on our boat, which was kind of cool. I'm like, okay, this is kind of awesome. So I sort of loved that. And continuing, even like when we were walking in the back of Cinderella Castle after we got off Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, I mean, there was nobody there, no one there. But what I kind of loved, they had these random cavalcades of characters just like popping up, and a lot of the cavalcades, what they do is they go down the regular parade route. But the reason, you know, they don't have parades is because they say a parade's going to be at 1 o'clock, and then we'd all sit on the ground huddled together. Well, that's why they temporarily have to do away with the parades. So what they do is on the parade route, they run these cavalcades of different characters. So it might be Goofy or Pluto or Mickey and Minnie, or I'm trying to think who else we saw, Tinkerbell. So all of a sudden, and you just don't know when they're going to be there. And I kind of loved it because it was like, ooh, surprise, which was sort of fun. And then, you know, if you've ever waited for a parade, you could be sitting there waiting for a while and everyone's really close. I kind of loved it. I mean, if Disney's asking for my opinion, I may suggest the random cavalcades instead of the timed parades, and then you just kind of get what you get, and that's sort of fun. All right, so other things I want to tell you about: no trash can lids on any of the trash cans. So there's no, you know, I don't know what you do, but like sometimes I try to take my, you know, drink cup or whatever and hit that and throw it away, or hit the trash to hit that. There's no trash can lid. So you're not touching anything, you're not pushing anything, you're literally just going, hey, I'm gonna throw that in there. There are 3 relaxation stations, they're called, at Magic Kingdom. And honestly, I didn't use any of them. I didn't have to, because if we ever felt a moment where we wanted to take our masks off, what we would do is go somewhere, like you could do in the relaxation station, that was in the shade and no one was around you, and then we would remove our masks, take a little breath, take a drink of water, and we were fine. I will give you some tips. I would highly suggest doing The Little Mermaid, Winnie the Pooh, and Carousel of Progress. Those were my top 3 choices for the best air conditioner. All of the rides, usually, I think almost all of them, have some sort of air conditioning, unless you're outside, like Dumbo or Astro Orbiter, where you're literally outside, or the Magic Carpets. Those, obviously, then you're catching the air. But the places where you can go to get air conditioning, is amazing. So we went on Carousel of Progress, which is like 20 minutes. We did Winnie the Pooh, Little Mermaid, all those rides that are indoors like that. I mean, we just walked on. Peter Pan, y'all. Peter Pan, which normally has a huge long wait time, sort of like Mine Train. No. We walked through the whole queue, which is kind of fun because there's no fast passes. So normally if you do fast pass, then you're kind of skipping some of the fun cues and missing all like the little interactive moments. So now you kind of like walk through. On Winnie the Pooh, there's normally an interactive, touchy sort of situation where you would feel things. That is closed off, and that's just what it is. But it's kind of nice to walk through the normal line again because we usually always try and do fast passes. So most of them, like Peter Pan we walked on, Little Mermaid, Winnie the Pooh. I'm trying to think the other ones we walked on. I mean, almost everything. Like, I truly don't think we waited more than 15 minutes for anything. Oh, so couple of first time moments for our family. So my youngest daughter, who is 7, she has not been on Space Mountain yet. She has not been on Big Thunder Railroad. And all of us had never been on Astro Orbiter, the rocket ships. I don't know. I mean, I went on growing up in California. I went on them at Disneyland, but I had never been on the ones here. So I don't know why. We had 3 first and we went on all of those. And no, like I said, no line on Mine Train. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, it said, I want to say 25 minutes. I think we waited just under 15 minutes. And it was her first time on that one. She loved it. She loved Space Mountain. It was so not crowded on Space Mountain. We all went on Space Mountain. We went to ride a couple of other things, and then she and I went back and went on Space Mountain ourselves. I will say, I'm not a fan of the Astro Orbiter. That was a con, but that has nothing to do with Corona. I just realized that spinny rides, although I love Dumbo, but Astro Orbiter, I have vertigo. I've suffered from vertigo since my oldest was in my belly. So sometimes I don't do well with spinny things. So that's like a me thing. So Astro Orbiter, while I was so excited to not wait in line and try that ride, it was not one of my favorites. I probably won't go on that one again. But there was no line for that one either. But Space Mountain was amazing. And yes, if you saw the picture, I shared it on Instagram and on Facebook, the picture of us on Space Mountain. I'm not in the picture because I was behind, but it's my teenager, then it's the 7-year-old, and my husband, and he literally has his hands on her shoulder with the grip, that's what I was gonna try and say, the grip of death, like on her shoulders like this, because I told him, I said, look, here's what we're doing. I had to do this with the teenager when she was 7, because that was when she went on it. And the picture of me, really I need to do a side-by-side because it's so funny. It's me with the death grip on Lily's shoulders. Well, I told my husband, I'm like, you have to take this one. I did the other one, you have to take this one. And he did, he said, oh my goodness, I was so stressed out. He's like, I had my hands on her shoulders. Oh, I was so stressed out. We're like, so what did you think? I was really thinking that she was gonna be like, I don't like it, I don't wanna go on. She goes, I might have cried a little, but I love it so much. Can we go right back on? She loved it. She was so excited. Oh my goodness. She just wanted to go on Space Mountain a million times. So it was so much fun. So when it was time to eat lunch, like I said, we packed our own lunch. I freeze peanut butter and jelly sandwiches the night before, and then we put them in a little cooler bag and we take those. So we went over to an outdoor restaurant that was closed, and they had tables still, but they had them marked off. So you could sit here, but you couldn't sit here and here. So we sat at a table and we ate our lunch near no one for at least 10, 15 feet probably. So it was great to be able to do that. It was so funny because someone did come up and say, oh, where'd you get the chips and your food? I said, oh, we brought it from home, but you can go right over there, they're open. And so, you know, it's just an easier way to save money, and it's so easy to just pack a couple. If you like peanut butter and jelly, you can make another sandwich or whatever you want to bring. For us, it's just easier and less expensive to pack our own peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and chips or protein bars or whatever we are eating. So another con, because I want to be able to give you all the good and the bad. A con, and this really has nothing to do with Disney itself, the Splash Mountain hoarders. I looked over and I'm like, why do all these people have bags of stuff? And why are they buying bags of stuff at the beginning of the day? I couldn't figure it out at first. And then it was like a Disney light bulb went off in my head because they were all coming from Splash Mountain. Okay, we don't need to have a discussion about Splash Mountain being changed to Princess and the Frog, because I'm just gonna say, I love it. I think it's the greatest thing ever. Best choice, Princess and the Frog is one of my favorite movies. I'm obsessed with the soundtrack. That's not a conversation here. The conversation is, there are people who were going in to the Splash Mountain gift shop and they were buying all of the Splash Mountain stuffed dolls and whatever to sell on eBay. Ugh. I saw this family and their son walking out with, each of them had 2 ginormous bags in their hands from buying this stuff. I don't know why it makes me crazy. I think it's because regardless, let's just take Splash Mountain out of it, whatever ride it is, whatever thing it is. I cannot just stand the idea of people taking all of this stuff and selling it on eBay, and then you take it from other people. I just, like, I don't understand that. And so it's sold out. So now, like, if you go to this, I don't know if it's true for today, let's say, but I know that day, like, they put out regular, like, Mickey and Minnie stuff because all of this stuff was gone from people hoarding it. So that was disappointing, and that's not the first time. And I've seen that happen so many times, and I just don't get it. Like, I'm all about us making a living and doing what we can to survive and make a living. I'm just not a fan of price gouging, taking something and buying tons of it, and then going to eBay and jacking up the price. That I cannot, it just doesn't sit well with me. I don't like it. It just makes me so frustrated. So again, that's a con that doesn't have to do necessarily with Disney. That's just a people annoyance of mine. Whether you agree or not, that's just my opinion. Okay, so the other thing I also want to mention is at the entrance and at the exit of pretty much all attractions, there are hand sanitizer things, containers, stations, like hand sanitizing stations. So we'd go into a ride, we'd get off, and then get off the ride. And then, like Dumbo and the teacups, they would pause in between loading, and then they would bring in this like machine that would spray down all of the, the elephants or the cup, the teacup, before someone else could get on. So I loved that they were doing that because I got so many questions asking about were they wiping down the rides. For the most part, almost every ride was getting wiped down, but every ride, no. I don't know if that's even physically possible to do every ride. But like I said, so if I'm touching a ride, as soon as I get off, I don't touch anything on me until I again. So I love that. I think I talked about this last week or the week before. I think there are 4,000 hand sanitizer stations at Walt Disney World. I also saw the hand washing stations. We would go if we needed to use the bathroom. We also brought our own hand sanitizer. I mean, I used so much hand sanitizer, thank you Disney, because I didn't really have to use mine. I think I brought mine out once, maybe twice, but there is no shortage of hand sanitizer stations or the hand washing stations. And like I said, you have to do what you feel is best for you and your family. But for us, I really felt safe. We didn't come into contact with anyone. That's not true. I did run into my friend Michelle, who does the Main Street Mouse. She and her family were there. So we do air fist bumps when we see each other. Other than them, we really never came in within 6 feet of anyone because everything was always social distance, the lines when you were in stores. And even when I went into the store at the end of the day, I went into the Emporium. Now again, not all retail stores are open. We went into Memento Mori at the Haunted Mansion because it's my fave. And then we went into the Emporium because I picked you up some goodies, which I'm going to show you in just about a minute. So they were counting you as you were going in. In the stores, while you are looking around, that is the only time that you do have to be careful of the social distancing thing. Meaning you have your masks on, but in a store like that, it is a little more difficult because if you want to look at a shirt and someone's already looking at that shirt, then what we would do is just make the choice to pause, let them finish, and then we would look at the shirt. So that for me was the only time I really felt like I had to just be really aware of my surroundings. It wasn't because it was crowded, it's just because that there are people in there. So I feel like in the retail stores, maybe you just have to be more aware of your surroundings, where I didn't feel that way when we were walking around the park. I mean, the parks were so empty. Like I said, we pretty much walked on everything. Okay, I think that's it. If you have specific questions, please feel free to drop them below. If you want a visual version of what I just talked about, if you go to my Instagram page, which is at I am Cindy Simmons, go to my Instagram page. Right at the top of my page, it says Magic Kingdom. I saved all of the photos and the videos that I did from that day, so you can see all of the markings and what we did. If you want to see the live video that I did, I took some video of the castle and also one of the cavalcades that came through. You can kind of get an idea of the amount of people that were there. Also, if you really just want to get a sneak peek of the castle. So go to my YouTube page if you want to see that. You can link over at cindysimmons.com. I also shared it on Instagram. So if you're more of a visual person and you just want more in addition to the verbalness of this, then you can go and look at the icon that I have on my Instagram page and the videos that I have on my Instagram page also on YouTube. And so to end the day, after I went shopping and picked something up for you, we took the ferry back and it was the same thing. Dots where you had to wait with your party and dots and social distancing on the actual ferry. And it was great. So monorail there, we ferried on the way back and it was beautiful being out on the water. So all in all, we felt like it was a positive day. I feel like I keep repeating this, but it's important to me that you understand. In no way, shape, or form can I tell you that it is safe for you to go. You have to decide. You have to decide what is best for you and your family. I am just sharing what our experience was because I've seen people being negative about, oh, why is Disney opening? Well, you know, Universal's open, SeaWorld's open, Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay is open. Here's the thing, you can't really say that if you haven't been. If you have been and you didn't have a good experience, that would be different. You also really can't say anything. If you don't want to go, then you just don't go. And I feel very strongly about that. If you don't want to go, that's okay. I'm not going to be mad at you, and who cares, even if I was, which I wouldn't. But you have to decide. You have to decide what is best for you and your family. And I can't tell you what that is. All I can do is share what our family experienced when we were there. We're planning on going back. I want to go to Hollywood Studios. We want to go to Epcot. There are a couple of attractions I have not been on yet at Hollywood Studios. Food and Wine starts, I think, tomorrow at Epcot. It's a smaller version, but I definitely want to go to that. So we will be back, and I will continue to fill you in here on Coffee Convo Wednesday, as well as Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all of that. So if you can, please feel free to go to cindysimmons.com, and that's where you can kind of link over to all of my socials. I was doing TikToks at the Magic Kingdom too, so Before we get out of here, I want to show you what I picked up, and it's kind of silly, but I had so much fun getting these for you because I thought, you know what, I want to do something different. So first I found this super cute Walt Disney World magnet, $7.99. I just thought, I don't know why I'm telling you the price because I guess I want you to know. So very cute magnet. I just loved all of the colors. I thought it was so much fun. Like, how cute is that? It looks so cute on your fridge, especially if you're just not ready to go and you just need a little bit of the Disney magic. That's what I thought all of this would be. So you can slap that on your fridge or your office or wherever. Then look at these fun scrunchies. So I found these scrunchies. These are $11.99 with the little Mickey heads. And then I love this one because it says Walt Disney World and Disneyland on it. So if you're a West Coast watcher, then you got both. And then there's a castle on the bottom. I don't know, I'm trying to hold that up so you can see that there. But how cute. So there's 3 scrunchies on that one. Those were $11.99, but this was my favorite. Oh, it pains me to give this to you because I should have bought one for myself and I didn't. But how cute is this? Or yes, a file cabinet at work, put that magnet on. How cute is this bow? It has the Mickey balloons on it. Oh, I just love it so much. So I got the headband. You know, if you're a guy watching, then you'll really love the magnet and then you'll want to give these to the special lady in your life. But if you're a girl like me, then here is a cute bow. I just love these Mickey balloons. They're so cute and it's so bright. It's perfect for summer. Then the 3 scrunchies and then this cute Walt Disney World magnet. I'm going to put all those together for one person. So here's how we do it on the show. You just comment Disney, that's what we're gonna pick. Comment Disney and the name of the state where you're watching Coffee Convo Wednesday, and that is your entry. If you would like a bonus entry, if you're watching this on Facebook, head over to YouTube by going to cindysimmons.com, and you can get a bonus entry by doing the same thing over there. Disney and the name of the state where you're watching Coffee Convo Wednesday. Now remember, if you go get a bonus entry on YouTube, or if you're watching on YouTube, go to Facebook. If you're on YouTube and your name on YouTube is like Minnie Mouse 1, there's no way. I have no idea to know that that's a bonus entry. So I'm just gonna count it as one entry. But if you're like, you know, Mary on Facebook and you're Minnie Mouse, let me know. Hey, it's Mary Smith on Facebook, because then I know that that's your bonus entry. If not, I just count it as one entry. So Disney and the name of the state where you're watching Coffee Convo Wednesday, and you will get all of these 3 goodies for you. Oh, I love them. And all right, I'm not going to keep it for myself. Thank you so much for being a part of our day at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. I appreciate you hanging out here every week, especially this week because that was kind of fun to just talk about Disney. If you have specific questions, please drop them below, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. I will do my best to get an answer for you. If I don't know the answer, I will find the answer. But comment below with any questions if you have questions. And again, do you. I'm going to do me. Thank you so much for being here and just loving on me and just being a part of my Coffee Convo Wednesday family. I appreciate you so much. Spread joy and kindness like Nutella. Head to cindysimmons.com to follow me on all the socials, especially on Instagram where you can find all the Disney stuff. And I will see you next week. I can't wait. Have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye.